Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope that all of you have had a great start to your week. I hope you're all staying healthy, happy, strong, and taking charge into the upcoming lessons, schooling, work in the next few days. Students, this lesson is an IELTS speaking part 1. We're going to be talking about your schooling for this speaking part 1 topic. The speaking part 1 will be about 5-6 minutes. It's the first part to your IELTS speaking, the speaking section, of course. The total speaking section time is about 12 to 15 minutes. And the first part of that part 1 will be about some general topic like hobbies, sports, music, or the school, the schools that you attended, your favorite school, your favorite teachers, and so on. We've got lots of people in the class. Beautiful to see. Nice to see you here with us. Our members, Angel, Gopu, Fuang. Good to see our chat moderator, Carolina, with us as well. Helping us manage the class. That's excellent. Nice to see a lot of our students. Ayush, Nipa, Arvi. I think Arvi was the first student in class today. Students, this lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS success, visit us there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. We use these websites to power these live classes, as you will very quickly learn, because we will use the academic website to speak with our students and actually practice the speaking interview. So you will have a chance to volunteer, showcase your English. I will give you a band score estimate, and I will teach you tips and strategies to improve your English and communication for those higher band scores. So definitely check out those websites. This is our academic IELTS website. Here you can click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package just above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. So we don't ask for a lot of money. We're here to help you. We want to help as many students as possible, and you can use the materials as long as you need. Many people use our websites long after they're finished IELTS to continue learning English. We've got thousands of success stories, and we're very proud and happy about all of our students who have succeeded. This is our general IELTS website here at gieltshelp.com. You can again click that big red button. You can access the speaking from either website, so just click that there. As a little bit of extra help today, we've got this discount code for you, Panda9, that's coming from our most recent YouTube premium release. So check that out. And this is something new. So I know a lot of you, you hear me kind of give this, this preamble at the start of these classes, but here's a little bit of new information for you. As we're growing and we've got more and more people with us all the time, students and teachers alike, we're always adding more and more help. So we're sending these new newsletters with IELTS strategies to our YouTube community. So when you sign up on the websites, you can sign up for our weekly newsletters, and now we're sending you some new newsletters that will have strategies and our latest video links. So definitely check that out. We've got a poll, so if you go to our YouTube community tab, you're going to see a post where we're asking people if they like the newsletter, if they hate the newsletter, because we don't want you to, receive information that you're not going to read, and we don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste our time. So check out that YouTube post and check out the newsletter if you have it. See if you like it. And if you do and you want more, and then in the poll, in the survey, click yes, I like the newsletter. Or if you hate it, if you're like, then say no, I don't like this newsletter. I don't want any more. Okay? So we want your opinion, students. We want to do what's best for you, for your English learning. Of course, we have apps. The apps will link to the websites, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Check that out. And of course, we have Instagram also, IELTS_AE Help, G IELTS Help. I'm just looking into the chat to see if anybody's like, yeah, I saw the newsletter. It was like the best ever. All right. Okay, students. So if you have questions and you don't get answers in the class for some reason, don't fret. We are here for you. Send me an email. My name, adrian@aehelp.com, and admin@aehelp.com will get you in touch with me or one of my awesome colleagues, and we will help you out. Amazon has our books. They like selling them. A helps Academic IELTS, G helps General IELTS. If you want some practice exams, I saw somebody say like, oh, I need Cambridge book 17. And you can get that online, and you can get it from Amazon, I believe, just like you can get our books from Amazon. So if you like paper books, get them. Going digital 2023 if you can. It's a good idea. Okay, save nature, please. There's a lot of trees, but there's a lot of people using a lot of trees, so try to stay away from paper. Okay. Today, right now, speaking part 1 for everybody. Everybody is in the chat. Tomorrow, I've got another live class for you starting earlier than this one. That will be a task 2 writing for members. And I have a request for that from one of our members, from Anahita. And then we'll do a listening. So we'll use some of our listening materials from the website. That will be a subscribers chat class. So yeah, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. It's awesome. It's... watch it when you can, and if you subscribe, you will get notifications. Saturday, speaking part 2 and speaking part 3. So we're going to cover the full speaking, okay? And in the meantime, when you've got a few moments, just watch this video that we released for you. It's a good one. Let me put that into the chat there for you. There we go. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. That's great practice video. We've got some really good karaoke style practice videos to improve your English. Check those out. We want more and more students to use those because we know that when you use those and you practice with that karaoke subtitle, you're going to improve. I was actually kind of doing the same with my daughter, singing a song that she's performing today in school, and I was doing it through YouTube with the karaoke style. The song is called A Million Dreams, and I was really happy they had that. So we do the same for IELTS speaking, and I know it's very useful. I just experienced it, and I'm like, I hope students use it. Okay, all right. Do says, I love karaoke. Yeah, if you love karaoke, and I know many people do, it's out of Asia, Japan, China, Korea, but we've got it here in Victoria. We've got a couple of places for karaoke too, so yeah. Okay, students, let's get into IELTS speaking part 1. So I am going to give you strategies, tips, and we are going to practice. This is speaking, not just listening. I know it's like, this guy sure talks a lot. I do, but I want you to copy me. Okay, I want you to talk a lot. Talk a lot like me. Talk as much as me. You'll be awesome in English. I promise you that. Okay, so speak and repeat. Copy what I say. Copy how I say it. I speak with a West Coast North American accent. Okay, I'm in Victoria, Canada, Western Canada. If you're familiar with Vancouver, Seattle, Los Angeles, right, Hollywood, we all kind of use a very similar style of clear, crisp, expressive, kind of fast English. So yeah, okay, all right. So IELTS speaking, you go early. Try to go as early as possible. Okay, there's no reason not to show up to your exam as early as possible. So arrive. This is my first tip, and you're like, why is it? Well, this tip can easily save you a band score. Okay, 1 band save. Okay, show up an hour early to your speaking test. Get comfy. Okay, find another person to practice your English with. Okay, take a script with you. Okay, and then ask each other questions. All right, get comfortable. You have to register 20 minutes before your interview starts, of course, and you have to show your ID, usually your passport. Don't forget that. If you show up an hour early and you forgot it, hey, you might even have a chance to go back and get it. If you don't have your ID, they don't let you sit the test. Okay, and you get a 0. All right, so practice, get comfy, get confident, get fluent. Okay, this leads to, not lads, leads to fluency and confidence. Okay, all right, so you go in, you register, you speak English. If somebody at the exam center is not speaking English with you, first of all, that's not cool. They're supposed to. That they have instructions and they can get fired for that. So they're supposed to speak English to you, okay? It's English only at the British Council or IDP Exam Center. I have seen in some places where people don't do that, and that's not cool, okay? They should be speaking English. You speak English. You do not switch languages, okay, for your exam. And then the examiner calls you into the exam room and they meet and greet you, okay? Part 1 starts with meeting you and greeting you. They want you to get comfortable. They want you to, feel like you. They don't want you to be like shaking in your boots, okay? That's an idiom. Idiom. Make sure to write down new vocabulary. Shaking in my boots, right? Visual. Ooh. It means to be very scared. Okay, so you shouldn't be shaking in your boots when you speak with the examiner. And the examiner says, may I see your identification? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay, so give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. And students, we've got so many awesome testimonials of people following these strategies that I'm telling you, and they're like, yeah, I've improved. I got a half band more. I got a 1 band more. Okay. So may I see? Kuldeep, sing. Yes, very good. This is what our viewer Kuldeep says. Kuldeep says, yes, certainly. Here is my passport that I had used for registration of this IELTS exam. Please have a look. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that works. And right away, Kuldeep, like students think, oh, the examiner's not even marking me for these, so why do I have to be so good? You have to be so good for you, number 1. And number 2, they are kind of marking you for this. Maybe not officially, but unofficially. They're measuring your English from the time you walk into that room. In fact, they're measuring your communication from the time you walk into that room, even before you start speaking. And you might be like, how is that? I haven't even said anything and they're already measuring me? Yeah, absolutely, okay? Communication is not only verbal, it's nonverbal. They're looking at your confidence. They're looking at how you present yourself. And they are considering your overall performance, okay? So unofficially or officially, you have to think of both, especially for those high band scores. So Kuldeep says, yes, certainly. Here's my passport that I had used for registration of this IELTS exam. Please have a look. Kuldeep, that's good. Okay. Sonam says, yes, of course, here it is. Please have a look. It's short and sweet, but you know what, Sonam, it works. It is fluent. So students, I would say like this is kind of the minimum that you should say for this answer, okay? When students say yes, sure, it's not really natural, okay? In the real world, that's technically not correct for the situation, all right? You're speaking to an examiner saying yes, sure. It's like, what are you, my buddy? Like, hey, pal, can I see your passport? Yeah, sure. Have a look. Throw it at him. No, don't do that. Yeah, of course. Here it is. Please have a look. That's kind of the minimum. Okay. Yeah, so lots of ways to say it. Certainly, it's my pleasure. Here's a very nice, polite way. This is my passport, which I had used to register a couple of weeks ago. Please take a look at my credentials. Okay, credentials, if you don't know that word, see, it's nice vocabulary right away. It means your personal information like date of birth, your name, the validity of your passport. So certainly, it's my pleasure. This is my passport, which I had used to register a couple of weeks ago. Please take a look at my credentials. Okay? So there it is. Okay. What is your full name? Okay, in most cases, they ask for your name or your identification first, and then this is the second question, so whichever one they didn't. In many cases, they're actually looking at your passport, and they give you this kind of weird look and stare, and then look at your passport, and then stare at you, and stare at your passport, and stare at you. If they're a new examiner, and it's like their first week on the job, they really stare. It's like they oogle eye you. Don't let that freak you out. They're trained to do that, okay? Their supervisor actually trains them, like, really look at the passport. If they have a mustache in the passport and no mustache, then you have to think, is this the same person or is this some weird doppelganger, okay? Because believe it or not, IELTS has seen it all. They've actually seen people, fake people sit the IELTS to get better band scores and like make a business out of that. So it's crazy, but yeah, people are willing to do anything. Definitely don't be freaked out if they're staring at you for a moment. It's their job. In fact, when they stare at you like that, you should remember that they're there to do a job. You're there to do a job. This is not your friend. This is not your teacher. This is not somebody who is there to punish you. It's a person there doing their job, okay? All right, so what is your full name? Anna has this answer for us. Anna says, well, my first name is Anna and my last name is Popova. You can call me by my first name, Anna. Everyone, you can, it's okay. I really want to teach you to use please call me instead of the you can call me, okay? Please is a request. You can is a permission. For an examiner in an exam situation, it's better, it's more natural to request than to give permission, okay? I don't know where this comes from, this you can, but it's just... it's okay, we do say it. I don't want you to think like, oh, why is Adrian making up his own English? No, we do use that in English often, but in an exam situation, you want to show your best side, and just saying please call me is so much more personable, okay? So you can call me is giving permission and is less personable, okay? And please call me is requesting and is much more personable and respectful. Personable is kind of like friendly and approachable. Okay, it sets a better mood. So Anna, just remember that, okay? Use the please call me. When you meet a person of authority or somebody you like, then say, please call me. If you're talking to a new colleague or a new business partner, or you're talking to your students, maybe say you can call me because you want that professional separation, okay? All right, Juhi Garg says this. Okay, the devil's in the details, everybody. I hope maybe some of you know this idiom, and I will teach it to you in just a moment. Juhi has a nice, smooth, simple answer, and it works. Juhi says, my first name is Juhi, and my surname is Garg. So please call me Juhi. Okay? And you don't need the as here, Juhi. Just please call me Juhi is enough. That's good. That works. Okay, and that's smooth and simple. So again, just repeat after me. May I see your identification? Yes, of course. Here it is. Please have a look. What is your full name? My first name is Juhi and my surname is Garg, so please call me Juhi. Okay, that's the minimum, and that's a nice, quick, smooth introduction if you don't want to go for a longer version there, okay? Now, students, to get band 8, to get band 9, okay? So for band 7 to 9, the devil's in the details. Okay, this is another idiom, meaning that basically in order to succeed, in order to achieve your goal, you have to pay attention and implement the small parts, okay? To achieve your desired goal, you have to apply, pay attention to, and apply the small critical parts of the process, okay? In this case, the tone of language. Okay, so saying please call me instead of saying you can call me. The tone of language, the grammar, okay? So for instance, if the question is asking, have you ever visited a school in another country? Then using present perfect, yes I have. I have been to an exchange school in Germany, instead of using the present or past simple, like yes I did, I went to a school in Germany. If it's present perfect, so pay attention, the devil's in the details. Grammar, tone and confidence, okay? So confidence, and much more. So word choice, okay? It matters. Okay, IELTS is not an English as a second language exam. It's not an exam for non-native speakers. That's one that really surprises people. What? No, IELTS is an international English language test. 100,000 native speakers take IELTS every year to meet university requirements and grade 12 equivalency exams for English. Okay, you should know that. Native speakers sit the IELTS exam. I have met native speakers who sat the IELTS exam and said, wow, I was surprised that it was quite challenging. Okay, all right, so keep that in mind. The devil is in the details. All right, next question here, everybody. So the IELTS examiner will say, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better. Some questions on a general topic. Where is your hometown? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay, let me give you an answer here. I grew up in the city of Victoria, which is situated on the southern tip of Vancouver Island in Western Canada, and it is the capital city of the province of British Columbia. Okay, so where is your hometown? Hometown is generally where you grew up, although it can also be where you live. I get this question all the time, like, what's my hometown? Is it where I live or is it where I grew up? Either or, just pick one, don't say both, okay? So hometown can be where you grew up and or where you live and feel comfortable. Pick one, not both. Pick the one you can speak more about, because if they ask you a few more questions, you know, if the place where you grew up is more familiar, then talk about that. If you just moved to a new city, maybe not the best idea to answer with that one. All right. So where is your hometown? Repeat after me. I grew up in the city of Victoria, which is situated on the southern tip of Vancouver Island. It's this type of grammar, students, that gets you band scores. Which is situated means located. The southern tip, okay? So south tip, check it out. It looks like a small island on a map, but it's a big island. Southern tip of Vancouver Island, not Vancouver. Vancouver is on the mainland. In Western Canada, so not just Canada, but Western Canada. You have to use these kinds of adjectives, okay? And it is the capital city of the province of British Columbia. Okay, so give enough information and enough detail so the examiner can think, okay, fluent, very good to expert English. I can give this person a band 9. Cheers to you. All right. Our member Fuang says, I was born and raised in Ho Chi Minh City, which is one of the biggest cities in the southeast of Vietnam. I've lived there with my family for 2 decades. All right, almost perfect, Fuang. What do you think is the mistake here with Fuang? There's just one little mistake I want to correct. All right. Well, it might not even, well, I think it would be a mistake, Fuang, because you're probably doing the exam in Ho Chi Minh. So here I would say I've lived here, okay? If you are in that city, then you're here in the city. If you're doing the exam in Brisbane, Australia, then yeah, you could say I lived there. The reason why I would use here, okay, is because you're using I've, Fuang, which is I have, which means that you probably still live there, okay? If you're in another city, like let's say you're doing the exam in a different city in Vietnam, or you're doing it in a different country, then you would use the simple past. I lived there with my family for over 2 decades, okay? So it's this present perfect that tells me that I have to change this to a here, okay? It matters, students. So again, devil's in the details. It's all those tiny little pieces that come together for those really high scores, okay? Elizabeth Jordan says, I'm living here. If it's progressive, yes. Okay. Alexi, yes, you could use past perfect there. So Alexi, a good question. Alexi's asking, could I use I had lived there? Yes, you could. I had lived there would be correct. Absolutely, Alexi. Good question. Okay. Ricardo Baptista, our new member, is chiming in. We love seeing new chime-ins. Ricardo, good for you. All right. I grew up in Brasilia, located in the central portion of Brazil, and it's the capital of the country. Yeah, central portion, it's okay. Ricardo, central region is a bit better. Okay, that's where we get nitpicky with word choice. So I grew up in Brasilia, located in the central region of Brazil, and it is the capital of the country. And you can use, who was that just gave me? Elizabeth, I think, said the progressive. This is where you can actually use the present perfect progressive. Ooh, that's always a mouthful. So you can say, I have been living here for all my life, the past 24 years. I have no idea how old you are, Ricardo, but I'm just going to take a guess. So here, I grew up in Brasilia, located in the central region of Brazil, and it is the capital of the country. I have been living here all my life, the past 24 years. Okay? So present perfect progressive. Show that range of grammar as soon as you can. You know, some people are like, well, they're not marking me yet. Well, yeah, they're listening to your speaking and your communication, and you're also helping yourself to be more fluent, more assertive. Okay? Examiners like to hear students be professional and fluent right from the start. Okay? Why is it good to include this, the past 24 years? That's a really good piece there. Okay? It's called quantitative language. Quantitative language, meaning numbers. Okay, numbers, numbers, numbers. Numbers are your friend. So numbers are your friend for coherent and fluent communication. You must remember that, okay? And using numbers early in your speaking helps you to think about that, like, oh yeah, numbers, numbers. I gotta use numbers. That's going to really help me get a better band score, okay? All right, now, the IELTS speaking is designed to be conversation style, okay? So it's not just a rapid fire Q&A. It's not like, what's your favorite sport? What song do you like listening to? Where did you go on vacation? What's your favorite pet? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite color? Why do you like that color? So it's not like a rapid fire Q&A. Can I confuse you and get you going blue, green, purple, dogs, cats? So that's not the goal, okay? The goal is not to get you stumbling and fumbling with your words and to trick you into incoherent baby babble. That's not what the examiner is there to do. The examiner is there to have a good conversation with you and assess your ability for your best communication using English, okay? All right, that's the goal. So when you're practicing for the IELTS, don't just jump around in questions, okay? If you're just jumping around in questions, you're not really doing it the right way, all right? So ask follow-up questions, ask connected, related questions, okay? So first question here was, where is your hometown? Okay. And as Phuong says, I was born and raised in Ho Chi Minh City, which is one of the biggest cities in southeast of Vietnam. I've lived here with my family for 2 decades. And then what do you like about it? Okay. So give me a nice full sentence answer. All right. So I really enjoy that Victoria is located on the coast of the Pacific Ocean, and it is surrounded by beautiful beaches that I frequent all year around. Also, there is much greenery, which makes the city feel calm and clean. Okay, so you don't want to speak too much. You don't want to go off topic. This is just the start to part 1. IELTS examiners don't like to hear long stories. Okay, they will interrupt you if you do that, but a couple of sentences, nice fluency, that's what you want to present. So what do you like about it? I really enjoy that Victoria is located on the coast of the Pacific Ocean, and it is surrounded by beautiful beaches that I frequent all year round. Also, there is much greenery, which makes the city feel calm and clean. Okay, sure. All right. Ricardo, that's awesome that you joined the full course. We're here to help you all the way till you succeed. All right. Okay. Anna has this follow-up. Anna says, generally speaking, what I like most is our beaches because it's clean and well equipped, where I have a chance to let my hair down here. Okay. Let me make some corrections here, Anna. Okay, first of all, students, don't use expressions unnecessarily, okay? Generally speaking is okay. For me, it's a little out of place. I'm not going to be too harsh here, Anna, so if I were your examiner, I would think, okay, I'll take it. It's not necessary here. You could just start with what I like most, okay? Now, Anna, you want to give your city location, right? So we know where you're from here. So what I like most is our beaches, you don't really possess the beaches, but it's okay, what I like most are the beaches because they are clean and well-equipped. What do you mean by well-equipped? You can't just tell a piece of information to the examiner without giving clear information. Well-equipped for water sports, like changing facilities and lifeguard stations, where I have a chance to let my hair down and enjoy the warm summers. Okay. Let my hair down means to relax. Let my hair down here is confusing, so that's why I corrected that. So be careful to use idioms correctly. Okay. So Anna, here's the corrected version. Generally speaking, what I like most are the beaches because they are clean and well equipped for water sports like changing facilities and lifeguard stations, where I have a chance to let my hair down and enjoy the warm summers. Now it's a much more accurate, clear, okay? And the city is Odessa. Yes, it's a coastal city. Okay, Odessa in the Ukraine, I believe, all right? Okay, good. All right, Kaylee Kapoor says this. I like my hometown because of the beautiful nature and Great Lake Baikal, which surrounds this place. Also, my hometown has a great history in geological exploration, and I am really proud of this fact. Okay, sure, I'll take it. I like it. It's good. Let's talk about school. Okay. So this is where the examiner will kind of shift and introduce the general topic. So they'll say, we'll talk about a general topic. So they'll go, let's talk about school. Where do you go to school? Okay, give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay, all right. So where do you go to school? Currently, I'm attending the University of Victoria to finish a master's degree in applied education sciences, so that I am able to create learning materials and train teachers in coming years. Okay, it's not true, students. I'm no longer in university. I have a degree in psychology. I just made this up. But this would be if I'm in school right now. Currently, I'm attending. Notice how it's a present continuous. Okay, so currently I'm attending the University of Victoria to finish a master's degree in applied education sciences, so that I am able to create learning materials and train teachers in the coming years for better IELTS curriculum. We can even make it a bit more fancy. Okay. All right. Newen Andy has this to say. I am currently pursuing my English Studies degree at Open University, which is one of the best colleges in Vietnam. And, the examiner hasn't said why. Why do you go to this school? But it's good to answer the why, okay? So the why question is always in the mind of the examiner. It's a really important tip, everybody. Answer the why question. When you're practicing at home, you should always be explaining, okay? Because, since, as a result, therefore, all right? So using those connectives and giving an explanation, okay? Explanations are essential for success in the speaking interview, okay? Should automatically be thinking, this is what I do, or this is where I go to school because, okay? Or this is what I study because, all right? So automatically, my next question to you, Andy, would be, why are you doing your English studies? So why do you study English, right? So you want to include that. So I'm currently pursuing, and this is nice vocabulary, pursuing my English studies degree at Open University, which is one of the best colleges in Vietnam, because I hope to be an English teacher in high school once I graduate. Okay? So just like that, Andy. All right? Put that in there. All right? Okay. Ahmad Noor, our member, has this answer for us. Okay, so explanations, everybody, very important. Ahmad Noor says, currently I have just finished my master degree in water resource engineering in Bandung Institute of Technology, Indonesia, since water has been a major matter in Indonesia. Okay, Ahmad, let me do a couple of corrections here. First of all, let's get out of currently. Okay, it's not currently, you finished. Okay, so currently I have just finished. Very strange. Don't conflict your ideas. That leads to awkward information. Okay, so not currently, but I have just finished. So I have just finished my master's degree in water resource engineering in Bandung Institute of Technology in Indonesia. Okay. And then here, since water has been a major matter in the country, let's not repeat Indonesia, in the country or in the state, and I hope to be a part of the solution. So you need to finish the answer. Students, always finish your answers, okay? You need to make sure that you give a complete answer to the examiner, because the number one most important part of your IELTS speaking score is coherence, meaning how much sense do you make? Like, do I understand you? Are you actually coherent, right? All right. So, Ahmad, try it. Everybody, repeat. Don't just wait for your comment to be corrected, but repeat and learn from each other, from everybody's comment. Okay? I have just finished my master's degree in water resource engineering in Bandung Institute of Technology in Indonesia, since water has been a major matter in the country, and I hope to be a part of the solution. Okay? All right, let's jump a few questions. Let's jump to this one. Do you enjoy school? Why or why not? Okay, give me a nice full sentence answer for that one. Notice how a lot of them, they do have the why not. The examiner is really trying to hint that you should be giving explanations. Okay, why or why not, right? Do you enjoy school? Yes, I love learning and attending school. It helps me to become a better person and to be successful in life. Not only this, but I have many good relationships from my school. In fact, I met my best friend Corey in grade 11, and he is like a brother to me. Okay? All right. So do you enjoy school? Yes, I love learning and attending school. It helps me to become a better person and to be successful in life. Not only this, but I have many good relationships from my school. In fact, I met my best friend Corey in grade 11, and he is like a brother to me. That's true. That's actually a true fact out of my life. Okay? All right. So nice, clear, coherent answer. Now, notice here that I'm giving a couple of points. So I love learning and attending school. Okay, so notice how it's learning and attending. So it's two parts, right? So studying and going to. Okay, helps me to become a better person and a successful person, successful in life. Not only, but also, right? This is a different way for that correlative conjunction. Good relationships. Okay. For high band scores in the IELTS exam, it's very important that you think about a couple of answers or a couple of reasons for many of the questions, not just one. Okay, so yes, I love learning because it makes me smart. Okay, so a couple, right? I love learning because it helps me to be smarter and make wise decisions so I can help people around me and become a successful person and make a lot of money. Great. Okay, so you definitely want to think a little bit more, right? Think in more detail, okay? And for that, you have to be calm, confident, okay? All right, so again, another tip here, okay? Keep in mind to give at least two answers or reasons for many of the questions in the speaking exam so that you have coherence, fluency, and detail for high band scores. Okay, super important. All right. Students, I am going to get you to volunteer. I want you to speak, to really, really speak. I imagine that you are speaking right now as well, and you're copying what I say and you're copying how I say it, okay? And now is your chance to really speak to me. You can volunteer. Carolina just put the instructions into the chat. And I have it up on the screen here. So to volunteer for speaking, okay, first of all, you need to go to the website. You need to create an account, all right? aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com. And then once you're in your My Student account, you will be able to go into the chat interface. I'm going to show you how, okay? This is the general IELTS website here, gieltshelp.com. Again, you can click this big red button to join the premium package. For the academic one, it's this one here. And again, same idea. You click the big red button to join the premium version of the course. It's worth it, especially if you watch these live classes. Then you go to your My Student account. You log in. You've got computer-based practice exams. You've got a full interactive course, exam books, study plans, lesson videos. We have over 100 speaking interview samples for you now. And then you have the student partner speaking right there. Boom. Okay. You click on that. And then you will be in the chat interface, and you see a lot of students, premium students, members in here. Gopu, a premium student and a member, is in here. Sibylla, Nurpinder, you'll see me in here also. You're going to see me as master. Okay, that's just my handle. It's easy to identify. And then next to my name, just like next to everybody's name, you're going to see a little blue envelope. Now, students, this isn't just for speaking to me. This is to speak to other students as well. So practice with other students. Just like with Gopu here, you'll see a little envelope, and then you can send me a message and say, hey, I want to volunteer, I want to try, and then we can connect. If I go down here, I can see that Vernica has sent me a message, and Vernica is ready to try. So Vernica, hi, are you ready? Now students, the these chat systems are complicated, so make sure you try it with somebody else. Your microphone, speaker, all the pieces are working, okay? Hi, Vernica.
Hello, Adrian.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
That is fantastic, Vernica. I think this is the first time that we're speaking with each other. Is that?
Yeah.
It is great. Vernica, can you introduce yourself? Where are you from?
Basically, I'm from India. Right now, I just completed my senior secondary.
Okay, you just completed your senior secondary. You're in India. Now, India is a big country. It's like almost like saying Europe. It's a big country with a lot of
Yeah,
people.
it is.
What part of India are you from?
Basically, I am from Bikaner, Rajasthan. It is situated in the northern part of India.
Rajasthan in the north. Okay, got you. And why are you studying the IELTS?
I want to pursue my higher education in Canada, so that's why I'm pursuing IELTS.
Got you. And what do you hope to study in Canada?
I'm planning to do my bachelor's in computer science, most probably in Simon Fraser University.
Oh, Simon Fraser. That's also in British Columbia where I live. And it's a very good university, Simon Fraser University.
Yes.
It's a newer university. The three big universities in British Columbia are University of Victoria, that's where I graduated from. There's University of British Columbia, which is the biggest one. It's got 45,000 students. And then Simon Fraser University, that's the other big one as
Yeah,
well.
of
So,
course.
and I believe in British Columbia, it's actually Simon Fraser University that marks the IELTS exam. So a lot of the IELTS exams end up at Simon Fraser University for marking, which is interesting. Okay, Vernica, great. I will help you. Let's get into some questions. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
All right. So, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. May I see your identification?
Of course, here it's my passport. Please take a look at my credential.
What's your full name?
My first name is Vanika and my family name is Khatri. You can address me by my first name, Vanika.
Okay, Vernica. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where is your hometown?
I basically from Bikaner, Rajasthan, but these days I'm living in Chandigarh for my IELTS preparation.
What do you like about it?
Pardon, your voice is not clear.
What do you like about it?
My city is famous for its hospitality and serenity. Apart from that, it is also like famous for its heritage site and old monuments.
I'm going to stop there. Just give me a second. Okay. So that would be about a band 7.75. You have good English, so I can tell that you have lots of vocabulary. Your fluency and pronunciation are quite good. They would be like a band 8, 8.5. And where you're losing some marks are coherence and some of your grammatical accuracy. Okay, so grammatical accuracy is maybe a 6.5 and the coherence is a 6.5. So lexical resource, fluency, those would be an 8. Coherence, grammatical accuracy would be a 6.5. So it's bringing your score to about a 7, 7.5, somewhere in the middle. Let me show you in more detail. Okay, and I think you can improve very quickly for your test.
Yes, of course, I
Okay.
will.
All right. So just pay attention to some small details. Okay. So first of all, remember what I said about your full name. Don't say you can call me. Say please call me. It just sets a better tone for it. Okay. That's not a deal break. That's not a deal breaker. That's just some friendly advice. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the first big mistake that I would call a big mistake is when I asked you about your hometown. Okay. I said, where is your hometown? That's a singular. That's one question, one place, okay? And you said, well, I basically from. Be careful with your be verbs, okay? Well, I am, okay? I really need to hear that am, or I need to hear that contraction I'm, but I didn't hear it. And in the beginning, avoid the contraction. Okay, so in the beginning, really sound the be verb. So, well, I am basically from Rajasthan, but now I live in Chandigarh. Okay, that confused me because now I'm not sure if you're talking about Rajasthan or I'm not sure if you're talking about Chandigarh or which place you're actually talking about.
Yeah.
And when I asked you the next question, what do you like about it? Then I wasn't sure which place you're talking about. Okay, so that's why it's so important to be accurate. Okay, because the questions are connected and it can get really confusing if we're not accurate. Okay, so which place were you talking about? Which city for the famous heritage sites?
So I'm basically talking about Rajasthan.
Rajasthan. Okay, so that has to be really clear for me. Okay, so and you can, and if you make a mistake and you need to clarify that, then you can say Rajasthan. So you can repeat it so that the examiner is clear that, oh, okay, we're talking about Rajasthan here. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I love your confidence, especially since it's the first time we're speaking. When you didn't hear me, you said, pardon me, your voice is not clear. That was really good, okay? That's nice communication. So, pardon me, your voice is not clear. And in the real exam, if this happens, if you don't catch the question, that's exactly what you should do. You should say, pardon me, I didn't catch that question. Would you mind repeating it? So, it's really good that you did that, okay?
Of course.
Now, Vernica, another important point here is don't repeat the same concept twice. Instead, give more detail. So Rajasthan is famous for heritage sites and old monuments. Heritage sites are old monuments. Okay, it's the same thing, right? So heritage sites and old monuments are basically the same, right? So instead, give more detail. So Rajasthan is famous for heritage sites. And then here we can say there are over 1,000 old monuments around the city. One of the most famous and beautiful that I really like is Vernica. Are you still there? Yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's one of your favorite monuments in Rajasthan?
Well, it will be Junagadh Fort.
Is that Dunaka Fort, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be the detail. That's how you move towards that band 8, band 9. So instead of repeating the same idea with different words, give a bit more explanation, give a bit more detail. So try this after me, okay? What do you like about it? Rajasthan is famous for heritage sites. There are over 1,000 old monuments around the city. And one of the most famous and beautiful that I really like visiting is Dunaka Fort. So what do you like about it?
Rajasthan is famous for heritage sites. There are over thousands old monuments around the city. One of the most famous and beautiful that I really like is Junagadh Fort.
Do you see how that's just a 2 steps higher answer and communication for that question? Okay, so that's what you want to focus on. So you've got good English, so really focus on the communication aspect and do try to pay attention to the grammar, okay?
Yes.
All right. Vernica, thank you for starting off this week's volunteers. That was very brave of you. You get a big thumbs up.
Thank you.
All right. Keep up the good work. And we'll see you at Simon Fraser University, okay?
Of course.
Okay. Bye, Vernica.
Bye.
All right. I'm sure she'll make it. She sounds like she's very studious and hardworking. Look at all those thumbs up flying through the chat there. That's great, everybody. Support is awesome. Okay, let's take one of our premium students and members, Ahmad. Ahmad, are you ready? Okay, learn from each other, everybody. Okay, so learning from each other is very, very important. When I do the repetition work and the correction, make sure that you copy even if it's not you. All right. Ooh, much louder now. Hi, Ahmad. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Ahmad, where are you right now?
I'm from Indonesia. I'm in Indonesia right now, exactly in Bandung.
Right. I think we've spoken before, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't think so. This is our
Oh,
first time speaking.
really? Well,
Yeah,
good for you to be here. That is fantastic. Ahmad,
yeah.
you're a premium student. Are you using the course regularly?
Uh, yeah. I try to have some practice with your course.
All right. Regular practice is key. In your My Student account, there's a 30-day and a 60-day study plan. Just download one of those and stick to it, okay? All right. And if you have
Yeah.
questions, just ask. All right. Ahmad, let's jump into it. Before I ask you the questions, why are you taking IELTS?
I pursue my PhD. I mean, my next education. I want to prepare it, so I need to take the IELTS test for the preparation. I mean, the requirement for the attendance.
Okay, so application. Simplify, Ahmed. So keep your answer concise, okay? Short and to the point. Ahmed, you said PhD. So you have your master's. What is your master's degree?
I'm my master's degree in water resource engineering. It's basically study about how water cycle happens in this world. Yeah, something about the numerical thinking and I think like that.
Yeah, I saw in the chat. I actually took that answer from you, and I saw that that's what you were focusing on. And you said that there's a problem with water in Indonesia, which to me is surprising because Indonesia is an island nation for the most
Yeah,
part. So it's hard for me to imagine that there's a issue with water. Why is that?
yeah. Currently in Indonesia, there are more floods and drought happens in several islands in Indonesia, and mostly the floods that happening in last couple of months is really extreme. I mean, the because the climate changes and more high frequency precipitation, and yeah, it's become bigger flood. Yeah, it's almost every month in Indonesia have flood.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure that's extremely challenging for people living there. And yeah, climate change and polar ice caps melting will definitely impact island nations that are close to sea level, like Indonesia, a lot. So yeah, I can only imagine the challenges that people are dealing with there. So good for you. Well, let me help you
Yeah,
with that journey, and then hopefully through you we can help the situation as well. Let me jump into a couple of questions. Are you ready?
sure.
All right, let's talk about school. Where do you go to school?
I go to Bandung City. Before I originally from in a small island in Southeast Sulawesi. So it's all about 3,000 kilometers from my hometown, and
Where
I
do you
have
go to
my
Where do you go to school?
what? Where do you go to school?
Hmm.
I go to school in Bandung City. I mean, yeah, I mean that's my college.
Okay. What other schools have you attended?
Uh, uh, I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit nervous. uh, just get another attend another schools in my hometown before I go to my college. Yeah.
Which was your favorite school?
My favorite school is my senior high school in my hometown. Uh, it's it's very beautiful schools with a lot of old buildings surrounded, and yeah, it's more natural because I'm from a small village.
Do you enjoy school?
Yes, of course, I do enjoy it. I have a lot of fellows there, and yeah, we had played so much together.
What is your favorite subject?
I really love mathematics and physics, and because of that, in my college, I get an engineering degree for my for my next studies, and yeah, something about it.
What is a typical day in high school in your country?
I'm sorry, can you paraphrase the typical day? I don't really understand about it.
What is a typical day in high school in your country?
Um, I'm so sorry. I don't really understand the typical day. I just this is uh this is something new about for me.
Okay. All right, I'm going to
Uh-huh.
stop there and I'll give you a little bit of help. So, usually the IELTS examiner cannot paraphrase the question for you. In most cases, they won't. They're instructed not to because then it's no longer valid, the test, right? So, you have to try to figure it out. If you're not sure, then you can do what you just did. So you can say, I'm not sure, I don't really understand the question. Can you just go to the next question or the next part? And then that's a smart step instead of just giving a silly answer. Or you can try to figure it out. In this case, typical day means like a common day. So like, well, the school starts at 8:30. There's 1 hour of English, an hour of math, followed by a 20-minute break time where everybody goes outside and plays some games, and then another 3 hours of studies before lunch, and then another 2 hours before ending the day. So that would be a typical day, right? Like a common
Oh,
day. Okay.
okay.
High school.
I
Try
got
it.
it.
Try it. Let me
Yeah.
let me ask you the question one more time. What is a typical day in high school in your country? So you should start by saying a typical day of high school in Indonesia.
Okay. Normally we start our day at 7 a.m. We come to school and get some ceremonial thing. I don't know. Yeah, and after that at 8 a.m. we go to our class and got courses what we scheduled. I mean what we scheduled. Yeah, and at 12 a.m. Wait, and 9 a.m. we have some break, and after that we get to our school again, our class again, and at 12 a.m. we 12 I mean yeah, about 1 p.m. we go back to our home.
Okay. All right. So that would be that question and answer. All right, Ahmed, overall, your score so far is about a band 5.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Band 6 would mean that you have fluent English, and you're not quite there yet because the marking criteria for band 6 is fluent English, speaks English with mistakes, but more or less effortlessly, meaning that you're able to speak continuously without too much hesitation or trouble. You're not quite there yet. A band 5 is modest. It means somebody who gets stuck, has to think. But, you know, you do have some good vocabulary and you are able to get your ideas across. So that's why you're at about a 5.5. You have grammatical mistakes, you have word choice mistakes. The biggest here is, you know, focusing on clear, correct language. My number one tip for you right now, Ahmed, okay, for your practice, all right? And there are a lot of students at this
Okay.
level, so that's why I'm talking to Ahmed in so much detail here, because this, I think, is very important for everybody. Ahmed, my number one tip for you when you're practicing, okay, is use the question in your answer, okay? It's a very important tip for fluency. So especially when you're nervous and you said, you know, this is my first time, I'm nervous, I'm stressed, stress. So use the question in your answer to help you speak more fluently, to not be so nervous. So when I say, where do you go to school? You said in Badu City. And at first, I was like, okay, that's probably where he goes to school. But then you didn't mention that's where you go to school. So I thought maybe you thought I was asking you about your hometown or something like that, because it wasn't clear for me suddenly, like, if you're talking about your school now. So you have to use the question. So I currently go to school in Badu City. And then you realized that I was confused. So you clarified it, okay? So
Okay.
so use the question. I currently go to school in Badu City. Because then you start to say, before, I'm originally from Southeast, and I was like, where are you going with that? Okay. Badu City, because it has one of the best universities in the country for engineering, which is my major. Okay. So just repeat after me. I currently go to school in Badu City because it has one of the best universities in the country for engineering, which is my major. Where do you go to school?
I currently go to school in Bandung City because it has one of the best universities in the country for engineering, which is my major.
Okay, good. That's your answer. So stick to the question. Use the question in your answer. Okay, Ahmed?
Okay.
All right. And come back and volunteer again in the future, okay?
Okay, thank you so much for the
You're
time.
you're very welcome. Bye, Ahmed, and fix the problem with the water. We need
Yeah,
your brain, okay? Help people.
sure.
Okay, bye, Ahmed.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, that was Ahmed. Let's give him a thumbs up. First time volunteers. Fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, let's take somebody else. Let's see. Somebody from the bottom of the list. I don't want people to feel left out here. Let's see if MD, medical doctor, maybe, is here with us. MD, are you ready? All right. Hopefully MD is with us. Could be somebody new also. Who knows? Maybe it's the day for new volunteers trying their English, which is great. Super way to build confidence, okay? And definitely practice with each other. MD, if you're still there with us, then give me a sign. Let me know that you're with us. Oh, there you are. Look at you being studious and hanging in there. Good for you. Lots of rings, MD. Pick up that phone. All right, MD, we're going to try you again back later. My head is ringing off my shoulders, so let's try somebody else here. Let's give Fuang a chance. Fuang is one of our regular students, members, very studious. Fuang, are you ready? We want students to volunteer, we want new students, and we want students to come back and practice again and again and again and again, just like Fuang. All right.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Fuang. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I am doing fantastic also. Fuang, it's unusually quiet. Usually there's so much traffic around you. Right now it's very nice and quiet. What's going on?
Because it's almost 11 p.m. in my country right now, sir. So it's a little bit quiet.
Nice. So people are sleeping. Okay. All right. That's good. Some peace, right? Fuang, let's just jump into it. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Okay. Let's do this. So let's talk about school. Where do you go to school?
Well, currently I'm a resident at Foreign Trade University for business major, and I'm also attending online English classes through YouTube to prepare for the IELTS exam too.
What other schools have you attended?
Well, besides classes at university and online YouTube classes I just mentioned, I've been attending traditional Chinese dance courses since 2018. By that, I can not only play with my passion with dancing, but also improve both my mental and physical health.
What is your favorite subject?
That's hard to choose once. Uh, well, as my major is business, I'm a big fan of mathematics, especially statistics, because studying statistics not only I'm able to conduct research, but I can also collect and make decisions based on data. That has helped me to develop both my critical thinking and analytic skills significantly.
Okay, let me stop there. There's that traffic I was missing. I just had to mention it, right? Okay. It's not exactly what you said, but it's close. Okay, very good. Fuang, excellent. It's just practice, practice, practice. So your communication is really awesome. I just want you to train your tongue, your jaw, your lungs to really get that clear, crisp English accent going. So lots and lots of phonetics, lots of articulation training, okay? So let's look at this last question. By the way, beautiful speaking. So easily a band 775, no problem. And as soon as your pronunciation starts to improve a bit, then I think you're going to get into the 885 range, no problem. Okay. So slow it down and enunciate. Okay. Slow it down and enunciate. Here we go. So it's hard to choose just one. Okay. So when I said, what is your favorite subject? You said it's hard to choose one. It's okay. In natural English, we usually say it's hard to choose just one. And then often we'll answer why we say that, because I like a lot of subjects. Okay. And then you can use a little bit of a condition here. Like you can say, but if I had to choose just one. As I'm a business student, I love mathematics, especially statistics. The pronunciation of this word is tricky, even for some native speakers. So just repeat after me. Statistics.
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 Okay, it's tough, that one, right? Okay, let's break it down. So everybody, when you're practicing pronunciation, break the word. Stat.
Stat.
Static.
Static.
Statistic.
Statistic.
Statistics.
Statistics.
Yeah, very good. Okay, tricky, but you're much better now. Statistics.
Statistic.
Statistics.
Statistics.
Good. Okay. I love mathematics, especially statistics.
I love mathematics, especially statistics.
Okay, so you need that S because we almost always use the plural on statistics, okay? All right. The rest of it was great. So, especially because it's the focus of your answer, like you're telling me that your favorite subject is statistics. So I really need you to pronounce that word clearly for me so that I can give you the coherence mark. It's not even the pronunciation so much, it's the coherence. I want it to be clear for coherence, okay? So lots of practice, just like what I was doing right now, okay, Fuang? And I know that it's helpful to have a teacher like me doing the pronunciation practice. If you don't have that available, use Google, okay? Google can do the pronunciation. You can record it. You can slow it down. There might even be some apps that can help for pronunciation, okay? So use it every day, all right?
Okay, sir.
All right. Keep up the good work, Fuang, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, sir, for giving me feedback. Have a nice day, sir.
Okay. Bye, Fuang. All right. That was great. So, students, pronunciation is not super important for good scores on IELTS, but it is important when it comes to clearly understanding what you're saying, right? So for that coherence mark. And Phuong has got some really great skills when it comes to grammar, lexical resource, fluency. It's that pronunciation where there's some hindrance, okay? All right. Let's take another one of our students here. Let's see if Juan is available. Juan, are you ready? Juan, also a regular attendee in the classes. Let's see if Juan is still hanging out with us. Juan, if you're there, give us a sign. Thumbs up for Phuong. I mean, that's hard work, and it's so hard to be criticized on pronunciation, but you should never be shy about that. And I think Phuong's realized that it has nothing to do with shyness. It's just practice, practice, practice. Juan, not sure what's going on there. My ears are ringing off my head. Not sure what's going on there, Juan. Maybe check your microphone or speaker setup, or that. I'm not sure where that ring is coming through. Anyway, let's try Q. Q there. Hi, sir. Choose me. Hi, Q. Q, when I see your name, I always think of Keanu Reeves. I don't know why. No, it's not the same name, but Q just reminds me of Keanu Reeves, the famous actor. Q, if you're there, give me a sign. Let me try to reach out to you. Juan, I'll get you next time, okay?
Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Q. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am doing good. Thank you for asking me back. Q, can you remind me where you are?
I am from Vietnam.
All right. Do you know Phuong?
No, I don't really know her.
That was a joke. Last time I did that, though, the student was like, "Yeah, I do know." I'm like, "Wow, how does that?" So I've had that go the other way. But yeah, of course you don't. Vietnam is a pretty big country. I was just joking. People think like there's not a lot of people in Canada, so we get that question sometimes. Like, "Hey, do you know my friend John in Canada?" It's like, no, not really. But anyway, Q. How many people live in Vietnam? What's the population?
I guess it's about 100 millions.
100 million. Wow. So 3 times as many people as Canada. Canada is around 35 million, 36 million right now, I think, something like that. Okay, Q, let's jump in. Are you ready?
Oh, yes, I'm quite ready.
Okay, what is your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject that is definitely literature. And because I really like immersing myself in the stories that that is told by the novels, or because I often read works from the likes of Ernest Hemingway, and I think that another reason for this is because I can really have a say in my essay, not like in real life. I am not allowed to talk against my parents.
What is a typical day in high school in your country?
A typical day in my in school at my country is oh, sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I will answer this again. A typical day in high school in my country starts at 7 a.m. in the morning, when students gather in their homerooms, and then the teachers will go in and they will start giving lessons, and then it will last until about 12. I mean, it's at midday, and then the afternoon starts. The afternoon lesson starts from 2 p.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. and then the student will be allowed to escape.
What happens between midday and 2 p.m.?
Oh, pardon me. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, what happens between midday and 2 p.m.?
Oh, I guess with me at 2 p.m., I guess I am at my university attending some lessons. Yesterday at 2 p.m., I was attending an international payment method, and I really loved that subject. It gave me a lot of information for, like, useful information for my future career.
Okay. Q, I'm going to stop there. Good. Then we go on to part 2 after that. That was good. Okay. So your pronunciation is quite clear. I can hear the words quite clearly. So see, different people have different strengths, different weaknesses. So you're also from Vietnam. You have some clear pronunciation. What's your trick for pronunciation? So how were you able to kind of master the English pronunciation clearly? Maybe you can give a tip to Phuong or other people who are suffering. What's worked well for you?
Oh, I don't know for other people, but for me, at the beginning, when I started learning English, I tried to enunciate every word by like imitating the native speakers, and I watch YouTube videos a lot. All of them are in English, and I just try to read and read verbatim their conversation.
Good. Yeah. So verbatim repetition. Verbatim means word for word. You have some really good vocabulary as well. Where you're lacking to get the higher scores is clarity in your content. So you need to, and you said you're nervous and that's giving you a little bit of trouble. This is why it's important to be confident so that you can focus a bit more on the content, on the actual quality of the information that you're giving me. Okay. Let me just jump back a little bit and explain that. Okay. So you would be at about a solid band 7.75 for sure. Okay. So what is your favorite subject? I love how you answered that very directly. So you said, my favorite subject, that is definitely literature. Okay, that was a really good start. And you said, because I like immersing myself in stories. Very nice language here, immersing myself, meaning to sink into, to become a part of. Okay, stories. That is told by other novels. That was a little bit strange. The grammar there was a little bit strange. And then you said, because I read the works of Ernest Hemingway, and I'm not being controlled like with my parents. So we got a little bit into some strange content there. I wasn't really sure where you're going with that. I was able to imagine, but in a perfect situation, Q, the examiner's not imagining what you're wanting to say. They clearly just understand what you're saying. Do you understand what I mean? The difference?
Yeah.
Okay. So you really want to follow that pattern of answer, clear explanation, example. So my favorite subject, that is definitely literature, because I like immersing myself in stories. I like to become part of the fantasy and imagine that I am the heroine. What's your favorite Ernest Hemingway story?
Oh, sorry, Adrian. I just
Made that
in
up.
fact, I hate literature. Actually, so.
Okay, the truth
just
comes
made it
out. All right, that's fine. Becoming Frodo in Lord of the Rings, or Lord of the Rings. Let's just say you can make it up, right? So that would be an okay one. If you're gonna make it up, go all the way, right? You're Frodo in Lord of the Rings. Okay. So here we go. What is your favorite subject? My favorite subject, that is definitely literature, because I like immersing myself in stories. I like to become part of the fantasy and imagine that I am the heroine, like becoming Frodo in the Lord of the Rings. Try that.
Okay. My favorite subject, that is definitely literature, because I really like immersing myself in stories. I like to become part of the fantasy and imagine that I am the heroine, like becoming Frodo in a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Just for those of you who don't know this word, hero is the male champion. Okay. And heroine is the female champion. Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's male, female. So sometimes people just think hero. It's the hero of the story. Yes, but the hero for the female version is heroine. It's like waiter, waitress, right? So steward, stewardess. So there are male, female variants. Now we're becoming a much more gender neutral world. So we're starting to lose these words, but these still do exist. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, there's an E on the end of that. There, not like the drug heroin, but heroin.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So pay attention to content. Okay. When you answered, what is a typical day in high school in your country? Break it down. So a typical day. So normally, grade 11, grade 12 students in Vietnam start the day at 7 a.m. Normally, grade 11 and grade 12, because that's usually high school, right? Students, or is it in Vietnam high school? What years are high school in Vietnam?
The grade in high school is starts from grade 10 to grade 12.
Okay. All right. Good to know. So grade 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So here we're using quantitative language in Vietnam. Okay. All right. So repeat after me, Q. Normally, grade 10, 11, and 12 students in Vietnam start our day at 7 a.m.
Normally, grade 10, 11, and 12 students in Vietnam start our day at 7 a.m.
Yeah, not PM, right? So numbers quantifying what is high school, being specific, like not just saying in our country, but saying in Vietnam, like naming the country. That's a much better approach to high level coherence. Does that make sense, Q?
Yes.
Okay, so always focus on those precise details. So use those exact subjective nouns. So instead of saying in my country, say in Vietnam. Instead of saying in my city, say in Ho Chi Minh, right? So it's like very clear for the listener what you're talking about. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, Q, you're doing great. Focus on that content, okay? So whenever you're practicing at home, listen back, record yourself and go, okay, is that good content or can I make that better somehow, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right, and you'll get a better score. Q, keep coming back and keep volunteering. You're doing fantastic.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right. And Q, by the way, just a tip, and this is for you and Phuong, because Phuong has a very good ability for content. She does. So Phuong is very quick and clever with content and word choice. And because you have good pronunciation, I highly recommend using this chat that we're in right now, sending a message to Phuong. She's literally like right below you in the list today. Send her a message and say, hey, Phuong, do you want to study partner with me 20, 30 minutes? I'll help you with pronunciation. You help me with content. And I bet the two of you can really help each other to boost your English communication and your IELTS scores quickly. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So practice that. Okay. Thank you, Q. We'll talk again soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Q. All right. So that's a great way to do it, right? Especially since, you know, they have each other's strengths and they can help each other's weaknesses. So it's a great way, right? Reach out to each other. This chat interface is for everybody. Okay, we built this for you to learn and study for free on the website. And again, the website that we're using is aehelp.com. It's got computer-based practice exams, full online course. We're always adding materials. Students, the way to join up for that is go to aehelp.com, click that big red button that's just above my head there. It's a one-time payment, doesn't cost a lot. You get lifetime access. That's all the time I have for today's live class, but don't worry. We've got lots more this week. For General IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com and make sure to practice with each other, okay? Thank you so much, Carolina and Alexi, for all of the assistance in the chat today. That was really awesome. Alexander and others who didn't get a chance to volunteer, come back. I try to keep a mental log of who volunteered most recently. Okay. Visit us at aehelp.com. Visit us at gieltshelp.com. Tomorrow, task 2 for members, and listening part 1 and part 2 for subscribers. Definitely subscribe, everybody. Have an awesome rest of your day. Hopefully I will see all of you tomorrow. Practice, practice, practice. Enjoy learning. Enjoy English. Much love to all of you. You're all beautiful people wherever you are in the world. I'm Adrian, signing out. Bye for now.